welcome and thank you for joining us today. If you're logging on online, we want to give you a really big welcome. If you're on the Zoom webinar with us today, welcome as well. You're able to use the Q&A box, and the chat box is, I think it might not be functioning at this time. So feel free to submit any questions that you might have in the Q&A today. This is the Indiana SBDC Small Business Resiliency and Recovery Training Series. This will be held every Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. My name is Patty Newby, and I'm a project manager at Generator. Generator is a startup accelerator based out of the Midwest. We have quite a few offices in Indiana. We normally work with startups, artists, and musicians, but during the pandemic, we have extended to start working with small business owners that are outside of the startup ecosystem. If you're interested in learning more about the Indiana Small Business Development Center, you can learn more at stayinbiz.org. Today, as part of the Indiana SBDC webinar series, we have the topic, Make Online Sales Part of Your Open Business Strategy, Amazon Marketplace Overview. We're so lucky to have our speaker today. We have Mike Zhang, who is the founder and CEO of Fenrici Brands, and he is just overall an Amazon Marketplace wizard. So I'll stop sharing my screen, and then Mike, I'll let you go ahead and take it away.
Awesome. Thank you, Patty. Thank you. I don't know whether I'm a wizard. I'm still learning about selling on Amazon. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming to this session, and hopefully I can share some of my learning about selling on Amazon, and some of the observation I have about some of the small businesses in the area, how they are doing on Amazon, and share some of the key drivers for success on Amazon. All these things, and hopefully it will be helpful to you. And in the end, I will leave some time for Q&A as well. Okay. And can you see my screen?
Not yet. If you want to start sharing your screen
Awesome.
again. Okay.
How about now?
Perfect. Looks good.
All right. So, okay, just a little bit about myself. I'm not boasting, and I just want to share some of what I have done. And so hopefully it will be an encouragement for you as well. I started Fenrici Brands in 2018, about 3 years ago. And we only sell on Amazon. And that's our primary strategy, is to really leverage the Amazon Marketplace. And since then, in the last 3 years, we have grown tremendously with the support of Amazon Marketplace. And we have generated $4 million revenue. And we have been expanding into different countries as well through Amazon Marketplace. Recently, Forbes did an article about our company. We were considered as one of the fastest growing small businesses on Amazon. And if you get a chance, I would encourage you to read it, mainly because it has a lot of insights in terms of how to drive success on Amazon. And we also have different groups in terms of supporting local businesses to sell on Amazon. We have Amazon mastermind groups. We meet every Wednesday virtually from 12 to 1. And we also hold boot camps and coaching to support different businesses in the area. If you're interested, please feel free to reach out to us. Overall, we have seen on average 5 times growth year over year this year among many companies we have coached. And I would say the main drive, the coaching definitely helped, but the main driver is really the sea change in terms of how consumers purchase and how businesses pivot to different marketplaces, including Amazon. Yeah, hope this is helpful to give you an idea of who I am. And today I'm going to share some of the points here. What's really selling on Amazon right now. And when I did a similar presentation about, I would say it was in May, and 6 months ago, we had a set of products that sell really well on Amazon. And now things have changed. So I want to share this with you. And also share some of the local companies, how they are doing. including companies who were selling on Amazon and the companies who actually just started to sell on Amazon. And I think that will give you a peek in terms of the overall marketplace growth. And also, I'm going to address the question about branding on Amazon. I think that's one of the key barriers for many companies decide not to sell on Amazon. I think I have some information to share with you about that as well. And lastly, some ideas about how to select products to sell. Many of you already have products to sell offline and doing really well. And if you are thinking about pivot on Amazon, but not ready to sell all your products on Amazon, and this is a discussion about how what criteria you can use to pick the products to sell on Amazon. Okay, and then I will save some time for the Q&A. Okay, so this is probably pretty obvious to all you guys. The pandemic really accelerates the existing e-commerce trends. As you know, consumers prefer the majority of customers shop more online versus offline now. And using Amazon as an opportunity, as an example, their Prime business has grown 28% year over year, and now they have 150 million Prime subscriptions. Consider the U.S. total household is around 300 million plus. So this is actually a huge percentage of customers on Amazon. And just for the last quarter, Amazon reported their revenue growth, year-over-year revenue growth was 37+%, which is amazing. If we look at our own businesses, usually we are pretty happy to see 5-10% growth year over year, especially given the current situation. But the overall business on Amazon actually grow 37% and plus. Amazon also has rolled out quite a few programs to support small business to sell on Amazon. And one example is for the Prime Day, they had a program to encourage customers to shop small businesses. So for any customers shop before the Prime Day, and they would get $10 credit to spend on shop on small business on Amazon. So as you can see, the overall growth is amazing on Amazon, and Amazon also has rolled out many programs to support small businesses. Okay, so in May, again, when we look at what was selling on Amazon, and it was really dominated by the PPEs, right, personal protective products, and some of the work from home and study from home products, as you can see here. Again, in May, when you look at the top 10 searches on Amazon, and most of them are the necessities to deal with pandemics, toilet paper, face masks, and hand sanitizers, etc. These are the top 10 searches, and then followed by the next 10 searches, you start to see some of the products that are not PPE, right? Not toilet paper. But they were products, puzzles for adults, and these are products support, families and work and study from home, right? And enjoy time together. So that's what was in May. The majority of the product sales on Amazon was very pandemic focused. And now, it's 5 months later, right? We're looking at this October top searches on Amazon. I picked October instead of November because November is kind of dominated by holiday shopping. But when you look at October, you already can see the majority of the purchases has moved from PPEs into more kind of, just regular general consumer products. And as you can see, there was Halloween there, so decorations was a big seller, and face masks was still a large product category. Was number 2. But then you see, the Nintendos and the AirPods, the Apple products start to come back again, right? And for the next 10 searches for October, and then again, you don't see as many PPE products as you would in May. So there is really a new normal, right? Even though, unfortunately, pandemics is still raging, but I think customers and start to move to this new normal of purchase general consumer products online, and it is reflecting here on Amazon. Though some of the PPE still, sell really well as a category, right? You can see this. The number 2 seller was mask, a face mask, and then the 19th search is still masks, right? Okay, so how do small businesses in the area doing, right? How they are doing selling on Amazon? Some had been selling before pandemics, and some started to sell. And I'm going to share some of the data here to give you some insights, but also I would think it's an encouragement for looking into Amazon as a potential channel. So this one, if you look at the data, it was from the beginning of the year to April. The blue line is the revenue and the product sales for this year versus the red line, which was last year. This is an example of company. It continued to do well and actually was not impacted much by the pandemics, right? And this is another company. They actually they benefited from the shift of consumer purchasing behavior, right? As you can see, their sales increased significantly in March and in April. And again, the blue line is for this year, and the red line was for the last year. And now, a very quick update about this particular company. So now it's December, right? And you can see after April, the sales dropped somewhat, and I think probably because the summer, the spring, and people are out about. But it continued to do well and continue to grow year over year, right? And since September, it has increased significantly again. The number for December looked lower, mainly because it's the 4th day of December. But as you can see, the business was about still 4-5 times versus last year. And this is another company actually decided to sell on Amazon starting from June, right? And so the red line is 0 from last year, but you can see this product picked up pretty quickly and sustained growth in October and November, and I think it will have another very good month as well for December. So these are the examples of the companies which, for the companies I have insight into, they are not exceptional. They are actually, most of the companies actually who are selling on Amazon, they are doing quite well. And, year-over-year growth has been significant. So including, this company we're looking at right now, they started to sell in June and quickly picked up. This doesn't have to be the rule, mainly because selling on Amazon, it does take some time to ramp up. But, this is an example, actually, it ramped up pretty quickly. Okay, so so these are the small businesses around the area, and they have been leveraging the Amazon marketplace, and I think the results are inspirational. Okay, so now I want to just address the questions I often heard. Is Amazon right for your business, right? A lot of times people, you know, I guess many businesses are struggling with this question. And I would say there is no one size fit all answer to that. And so I would start with maybe not. Right? So that's a possibility. Okay. But from what I have seen, most likely it is a good channel for you to look into if you have not. And because, you know, I've looked at many businesses in the area, food business, education products, consumer products, health products, you know, fragrance and spices, and you know, it's just really a large categories, large spectrum of products. They all seem to have a good chance on Amazon. Is that easy? No, it's not. It's actually very challenging. I will talk about that as well. But overall, I feel this is something you need to, you know, take a look at it, because you know, often we all have questions about, you know, whether my products are too big, whether my products are too small. You know, is this difficult to sell for this reason or that reason, right? But I guess, you know, the question I would challenge you is to think about, have we really invest time into evaluating this opportunity, right? Given so many customers are on Amazon, and you know, while we know very well about our products, but I think it's worth the time to invest, you know, some energy into really understand the marketplace and make a decision, right? And either we say it's not the right place, or it's the wrong place, it's the right place. I think the key thing is we cannot just base decision on, you know, some imagination. I think it's important to get some data. Here are some data for the people who sell on Amazon. 62% of brands, they are on Amazon to drive sales, and they have found successes on that. And 60% are looking for new customers on Amazon. And you know, it's all around that number, I guess. 58% is there to build brand awareness. So so you know, you can have different goals to decide what to do, but you know, by investing the time, and you will not miss a potentially great opportunity, right? So what about branding? That's another question people often asked. You know, it's difficult to brand, right? That is true, because as an Amazon buyer, a customer, and I would often just go on Amazon to search for a particular product I'm looking for, and I find it with good ratings, and I just move on, right? So branding has been a big challenge, but Amazon has also understanding. You know, they understand that they have invested a lot of effort into making this not just a search-centric marketplace, but also a place that you can really share about your products, share about your brand and mission, right? But I think that one bigger question then, what about branding? You know, what about your customers, right? Because customers are there, right? So I think that's one thing important to think about. The majority of the US customers are shopping on Amazon. So if we're not there, that needs to be a good decision, right? That needs to be a decision really thought out. So even branding can be a challenge for many of us to you know, to find the tools to do well on Amazon. But also remember, customers are more important, right? This is where customers are shopping at right now, and you know, that's a reason that we need to, you know, think, you know, whether we really going to be there or not. So this is just a quick screenshot of let me just maybe do a full screen view. Yeah, this is a screenshot of the branding tools offered by Amazon. As you can see, if we have time, I will dive into this just a little bit. But as you can see, there are many, many tools Amazon actually is offering, and to allow you to, as a brand owner, to really raise the awareness of your products and also understand, understand your customers, right? And also have different channels such as Amazon Live, A+ content, to really help you to share your mission and share your overall company and brand versus just an individual product people will buy and forget about. Okay, so yeah, let's meet where our customers are. I always believe that's one of the most important things for any business. So where to start, right? How to decide where to start? I don't think for most of the companies, it's a right strategy to just have all products there, launch all products on Amazon right away, because it is something you want to do some testing and to learn and then gather data, and so to help you to launch well for other products. But I think the most important criteria for me to think about what products to pick and to start to sell on Amazon is really focus on how much differentiation you have for your products, right? And you understand your product. Just a side note, a lot of times you will read somewhere, people will say, hey, you can use this tool to find out different products you may make a profit on Amazon. But I always believe that the most important thing is how intimately you know about your product, right? And how well it differentiates. And that's the best way to drive sales and profitability and to beat the competition. So that's the number one question we need to ask ourselves all the time, is why our product is different, right? And what kind of benefits that really offer to your customers, what kind of customer insights, right? Because you have been selling this product for a very long time, that other people actually don't know, right? And that for me has been the key driver for success on Amazon, is to be able to understand my product, understand my customers, focus on differentiation of benefits, to drive sales. And quality, of course, is also a very important part of it. And I think we all understand why it is important. The reason I'm bringing this here is what I have found out selling on Amazon is if you have a good quality product, it's relatively easy to do well, relatively speaking. Mainly because if you have a quality product, you have a confidence in investing into this product, right? And then that means you're going to drive sales relatively quickly. You will get a good customer reviews, good ratings, and then you will, that way you will get even more customers. So that's very important. A lot of times, and from my experience, quality, to have a superior quality product actually is not that easy, because there are many components can go wrong. So that's why I put this quality here again as a reminder for us to really, to make sure it's not a deterrence for our success on Amazon. Okay. And another thing you can do is to decide what to launch a product and what products to launch, or what products to launch first, is to really leverage the data on Amazon, because Amazon really it is amazing, almost a database, right? You look at your similar products and how they are doing, and you will see some of them have a large number of reviews and ratings. And we usually go in there and before we sell anything. So we started with backpacks, right? And before that, we would just go in and to read other backpacks customer reviews, right? And then you will find the reviews, very positive reviews and very negative reviews. And very positive reviews, they will talk about the benefits and the features of products that almost a ticket for entry that you need to have, right? That's what people expect. So, so that's you need to keep in mind. And then the negative reviews, and that's really an opportunity for you to find a differentiation, right? So our backpacks, and when we look at other people's positive reviews and negative reviews, whether it lasts for a long period of time, the backpacks don't break down. That's very important for customers. So we focus on that. We actually go out to find materials really actually is stronger than other backpack materials, right? And then we have a higher than your products. You don't need to know the specifics, but it's just a stronger product that we offer that we can really make a claim on. We can really differentiate. We say we have a higher denier material versus lower denier material. So this product is going to last longer. And I think this speaks to the customer needs, and that's the insight we discovered from product reviews. And also you can look at the searches. There are different tools out there, and that will offer you the glimpse of, let's say, monthly search volume for specific keywords, right? And that will give you an idea what product you want to, launch first, because there are a lot of people looking for it right now, right? And so that's another criteria we use. So looking at the reviews of competitive products and looking at the search volumes. And then there is also there's Amazon margin analysis, right? You can, looking at the competitive product and to understand what kind of margin potentially you can have from the product you're going to sell. So there's definite tools on Amazon for that as well. So I'm actually why don't I just jump in quick, go to show you a Amazon margin calculator. Okay, let me go here. Okay, so you can go to, actually we just do a Google search. We call Amazon revenue calculator. Okay, so this is a tool Amazon actually is available for anybody, and which is free, and you don't need to register to get an idea, what kind of margin potentially you can get by selling on Amazon. Okay, so let me just let's go to Amazon. Let's say let me use a lunchbox. How about that? Galaxy lunchbox. That's a product we sell, and so let's say if you want to sell a lunchbox, right? And you have a lunchbox and you think, hey, we can do better than this one, right? And so one thing you can do is you just, find out their Amazon selling ID, okay? It's called ASIN number. You usually can find here on the middle or the bottom of the page. So there is something called ASIN. Right, and then you can save this one, and then you go to the Amazon, revenue calculator. Okay, you can add ASIN number here. You can have ASIN or keywords. You put ASIN there because it's a specific product, so you will see this, right? And then you can have your own fulfillment, or you have an Amazon fulfillment, right? I always like the Amazon fulfillment mainly because they essentially do all the pick and pack, customer support for you, So you don't need to, stand in the line in the post office, trying to ship every day. Especially if you do really well, it can become, a challenge. But Amazon offers fulfillment, and usually they fulfill products within 1 day or 2, and with a very reasonable cost. And you can see from here as well. So let's say this item right now is selling for $25, okay? And there are a few things you need to fill out here. Ship to Amazon, how much it costs to ship to Amazon. So let's say for a lunchbox, probably ship, let's call it 75 cents. Okay, and by the way, when you do Amazon fulfillment, they will give you an extremely favorable shipping price, and so that you can ship all your products to Amazon warehouse, and they will pick and pack, and they will fulfill for you. So this process actually is not too expensive. So let's say usually for a lunchbox, I probably can ship for 25 cents or less, right? But let's say 75 cents. And you don't have to worry about this for now. And then cost of products. Let's say cost of products, it costs, let's say $8 to make, okay? And then you click on the calculation here, okay? So this is what happens. Amazon will charge you a fee called selling on Amazon fees, okay? Remember, Amazon has all the customers. They invest heavily to get customers to come to Amazon, right? They have Prime Video and all kinds of investments to get customers to the website. So this is a fee they charge sellers to essentially have their customer, right? And then there is fulfillment fee. It's $3.50. So they will do all the pick and pack and shipping and return, right? So I consider this actually is pretty reasonable. Imagine, let's say if you sell, significantly 10,000 of them, right? You cannot stand in the, so I guess you don't go to post office anymore. But still, it's a lot of logistics you have to deal with. For $3.48, that will allow you to really, focus on non-logistic activities, right? Marketing and promotion and, strategic planning. So anyway, so for $25 price, you pay Amazon $3.75 for customer, and you pay $3.48 for fulfillment, and you will get proceeds of $17. Okay. Now remember, it costs you $8 to make it, right? I mean, it's actually very expensive. For lunchbox, probably came cheaper, but let's say $8. So you make a profit of $9. That's pretty nice, right? Now there are a few challenges, of course. Can you price at $25, right? And cost of goods, can you hold it under $8, right? And then there was usually have a marketing fee. Sponsored products is also very important. And when you do advertising on Amazon, I usually spend 10% to 15% as a rule of thumb. So with that, you take another, let's say, $1 out, right? But still, if everything goes well, this is a pretty good business proposition, right? Okay, so since we're here, I'm also going to show you a little bit about, branding tools they have, okay? So one thing is called A+ content. What A+ content is, let me just go there. Okay, so A+ content, let's say you see this product, right? And for customer, usually you will be able to see 5 bullet points. And again, here is where you really try to differentiate yourself, right? And this is where people scan. And when you talk about your product, you really need to focus on these insights you have about your product and to sell to the customers, okay? But these are only five bullet points. But for the brand owner, let's say you own your own product, right? Brand, in this case, our product, and you also have an opportunity to really showcase your product and the brand with additional content. and Amazon calls it A+ content. Okay, and so you have your logo here, you have some, description, you have additional image, and then you have additional explanations. You can see here, we also talk about our mission here as well, right? We give 5% of proceeds to Global Genes to support the research and education for childhood rare diseases. So these are all the, excuse me, opportunities to share about your brand, right? And to grow your brand. And another one I want to maybe show here is the store, right? Now this is a new account we just had, so you probably doesn't have that link. Anyways, here. So usually when you go to a product, right, as a customer, you not only can see the product description, you can also visit the store. And Amazon has really, in the last year or two, enhanced abilities for you to share more than the products and to use a store as a branding tool, right? So for us specifically, we have quite a few categories, tabs here, and we have backpack for, elementary, middle school kids, and also, we have a page just talk about the missions we have for the kids we support through our products. So you can see this page, this section is really not about just the products, but also about the mission, about the brand, right? So this is, to me, just an amazing opportunity for you to grow your brand. Okay. Let me show another example. When you go to Amazon to shopping, and I don't know whether you realize that when you, this is a laptop, for desktop, when you expand your browser, you actually have an opportunity to see, have a tab called live streams, okay? Live stream is a free tool for customers to showcase their products, okay? So I don't know whether this looks like exactly as a seller who probably doing this showcasing work in her, house, right? And everybody owns a brand actually can do that. As you can see, some of the products right now is live now, right? So some of the streams are live now. And then you also, potentially can be featured. And then they have different categories. For different categories, they also, showcase your live stream. And there is no limit in terms of number of live streams you can do. And there was no limit on the length. Okay, so I was always half joking with people is, if anybody do a live stream every day for 30 minutes, right? After a year, I'm pretty sure that company would be very successful. But not many people are doing that. And but I want to just show this, just another example, kind of tools Amazon provide to help you sell, to help brands sell, right? And you have an opportunity to reach the national audience, right, without any cost. It's just it can be just an iPhone sitting opposite to her right now, and and it's relatively easy to set up as well. And you can see people chatting on the side, ask questions, and usually, it's it's an opportunity to engage the customers as well. Okay, all right. Let's just go back here. Okay, so here is a page that lists all the key success drivers for selling on Amazon. Okay, and this actually I took it from one of the booklets that Amazon has shared. So this is just directly coming out of Amazon. So you can really trust it, right? And through my own experience selling on Amazon, and I think these are really, very salient point in terms of what drives success. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go through this. As we talked about, right? Great products, as I mentioned, the differentiation and the quality, right? And that will drive positive customer reviews. And with positive customer reviews, you're going to have high conversion, right? And the second point related to it is just get as many reviews as possible. Now, in the beginning, it will be slow going. Amazon does offer a so-called early review program. You pay $60 and they will get you 6 reviews from customers who have bought products from you. Okay, but on average, you get 1 or 2 reviews from every 100 customers. So it does take some time to get reviews, but I think it's very important to focus on that and focus on the quality of products. And you can also set up automated email that when people receive your product and can be sent to them and just thank them and potentially ask for reviews, right? You cannot ask for positive reviews, that's prohibited. You can only ask for honest reviews. So that's the second point. And third point is the building great detail page, right? And as I have shown to you, there are opportunities to have 5 bullet points to really talk about your products. And also, I think images are very important. You have seen on some of the one page I've shown, for the lunchbox, we have A+ content. You have seen some of the images, but also Amazon allows you to have 7 images, product images. And actually, let me just go there quickly, show you one example. Okay, we can go back to the Galaxy lunchbox. As you can see on this, you can have the pictures really this is only opportunity for people to see your product, right? So it's important to have good photography, and Amazon has this magnifying tool, right? For people to really have a closer look at your product. And then you want to show the interior product and maybe even just show how it is being used, right? We just pack some products right in the lunchbox. And then sometimes illustration also helpful, that you just tell a little bit more about the details of your product. And a lot of times I think people don't really look at it, but the fact that you have it, that gives people some confidence that you really care about it, right? You don't just take a picture of a lunchbox and try to sell it. You really have thought through, you have done your homework. So that's also important. And also there's an opportunity, in our case, you can cross-sell, right? You can, show some of the other products you may have. So product image is important. What you don't see here actually is the what I call the lifestyle photos. So I would call it it's a miss. And photos such as this, but with a closer look with your products, I think is often very important to be included as part of images here as well. Okay, so invest your energy in terms of thinking about the right title that is search engine friendly, but also tells a story, give enough information. Invest time into really thinking through your differentiations through these points. Invest time into images as well. And then you can find a lot of local photographers first, right? They do a great job, graphic designers, in terms of help you, to produce these assets with reasonable price. if you cannot find anybody, there is also a service called Fiverr, Fiverr.com. And that's a site you can find a lot of freelancers. We use them quite often as well. We just send, products to them, and they will do the photography and do the video sometimes. And we really like how it turns out. Okay, so let me go back to the presentation. Okay, so let's come back to these key success drivers. Invest in building great detail pages, and price your products competitively. That's very important. Okay, how you are priced versus top sellers, right? And we all have this a tendency. I think I have that, and I've been struggling with that as well. Is we want to price our product based on the margins, right? We say this is how much it costs, and this is how much we want to make, and this is the price, right? And that's often not as productive as really think about what kind of value you can bring to the customers and how much they're willing to pay for it, right? And a good reference point is the top sellers in your category. Looking at their product, and we often look at what's the break even for us. Even in the beginning, not focusing on making a lot of money in the beginning, just to really make sure our products is something people want, right? So want to make sure we can sell. So we price our products sometimes at break even point, lower than competitors often, right? And then at least at the launch, for amazing value for the customers. And that often drives quick uptake in the beginning of the launch. And then you can, when you have enough visibility and have a good organic ranking on Amazon platform, then you can think about how you can, get to the right price, right? So it's kind of half art, half science. But that's the important point, is don't price your product too high, because that often kills the visibility and the sales in the beginning. So that's another key component. Stay in stock, right? That's kind of difficult, and maybe I think not always. If you have products already offline, you're selling offline, and if you have a lot of products, I guess it's easy to balance it, right? So we sell on Amazon exclusively, and then it can be challenging. And I've seen some of the companies we work with also, we see the challenging supply chain and keeping stock. But that's very important, is to, when you do well, don't sell out. Now it's very difficult to do because we often see for products do well and they just take off, and then they grow 5 times, 10 times, right? And before you know, products are gone. So, and that's really kind of break the momentum, because selling on Amazon, momentum is very important. And Amazon will rank products based on many factors. One key factor is so-called sales velocity. If you sell really fast within short time period, and they will just pour gasoline to the fire and keep you selling, right? But if you sold out and then you come back, it's almost like you have to relight everything. So, if you have done a lot of homework, and if your products sell well offline, and that meet a good consumer need, a good chunk of consumer needs, and then you keep in mind and don't be stingy and just make sure your products is in stock, so that when you do take off, and then you will keep the momentum going. We have seen that is quite important, because for now we kind of have a formula of launches successfully, but often I think on Amazon, more likely than not, when you do well, it will do a lot better than you can even imagine. You have imagined, and so usually that's when the supply chain issue comes up. So that's important. At least keep in back of your mind when you have some products, you know it's going to do well. And the last thing is the most difficult thing to do. No, one of the most difficult things to do is move away from slow selling products, right? And because a lot of times it doesn't sell well, and we have put money in it, and it's hard to kind of just lose them, right? But that's also for slow selling products, staying in Amazon, a warehouse, if you're doing the fulfillment, that kills the overall brand momentum, okay? And in fact, that even us, when the pandemic hit, our backpack business dropped significantly, and we were hoping things would turn better. So we kind of kept the backpacks in Amazon for a large chunk of time. And then, when the Prime Day, right before the Prime Day came, and then now Amazon, look at the fulfillment quality for each company, and they will put a storage limit for different companies. And we actually are, in a storage limit. And since we have some products sell really well, and we have to keep the stock there, and then we pay a quite steep penalty for it. So it's important if the products don't sell, pull them back. It doesn't impact your overall brand selling negatively. So yeah, so these are, I think these are key things that drive success on Amazon. Again, it's directly from Amazon, and we will say these are true. Okay, so when you think about selling on Amazon, just keep that in mind. Yeah, so hope this is helpful. There were a few resources available, and I'm going to take some questions. And I think the best resource that is free you can use is something called Amazon Seller University. Amazon, they put a huge collection of articles and videos and checklists on Amazon Seller Central to support seller, and they're all free. And if you time sit down and read them and listen to them, watch them, and since it's put out by Amazon, and I have a lot of confidence in accuracy and of the information. So that's somewhere you can go to. If you're interested, you can also join mastermind groups within your area. You can look for one, and we have one again. A virtual mastermind group. If you're interested, let us know. We also do some individualized coaching, though spots are really limited given the overall bandwidth. But yeah, so Amazon Seller University is always a great place to go to. Okay, all right. So I hope I haven't bored you with all this. And yeah, I'm taking any questions you have.
Great, thank you so much. Mike. This is so helpful, especially just like walking through the calculator and advice on how to price things and make your product stand out. So thank you. We have a ton of questions. I don't think we'll have time for all of them. So first question I have, it's about branding tools offered by Amazon. This participant asked, which ones have you used? Yeah,
so great question. And we try to use as many as we can. And I would say most of the sellers don't have time to do all of them. And so if you can do as many as you can, usually give you, advantage, right? So the key ones, let's say if you only have limited time, definitely A+ content, right? That's absolutely. And then another thing, I think you don't have to be a brand owner. Everybody can upload videos. And I think a 30-second video will be very helpful as well for customers to see your products and to see how they are being used, and give you an opportunity to connect with your customers. So yeah, I would say start with these two.
Okay, got it. Next question is, what resources are there to help us communicate the differences in our products? My mugs insulate much better than other ones on the market, but how do I convey that convincingly?
Right. So, use all the tools you can. Key tools, as I mentioned, there are 5 bullet points. If it's that different, that important, to your customer, okay? And then that should be your first bullet point, right? And then on the images, and you should do some illustration. And, you know, as the lunch box I've shown, you know, tell customer, point to, you know, the structure of your mug, right? And to tell a little bit more story there. And then if you own the brand and then use the A+ content, and you have a lot more opportunities, different bullet points and different angles or images, and then absolutely use video as an opportunity. And, you know, if you really believe in your product and have time, do the live stream, right? You know, if you can, you know, you spend 15 minutes and just talk about your mug, right? And do this often, and I think you will have a lot of opportunity to you know, to share the differentiation.
Got it. And then I think we have time for one more question.
Okay.
Have you heard of sending free products to people in exchange for positive reviews? Do you think it's worth it?
I think so. Yeah. So I no. I think it's a little bit dangerous because Amazon is very strict in terms of how you get reviews. So I think that was a tactic being used in the past quite often. Personally, I wouldn't do that because there are other tools such as early review program, and then you can set up an automated email system to reply, to follow up with customers who receive your products already, right? And yeah, so make sure you have really good quality product, and so your reviews are very positive.
Okay, got it. So I'm going to share one outro slide with us today. Let me start sharing my screen. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. As I said earlier today, we have these ISBDC webinars every Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Please tune in next week for COVID-19 response funding. Mike, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate your expertise and your time today.